They're alert.
Good afternoon, everyone. Breaking in on coverage right now, we do have a tornado warning in effect for Erie, Crawford, and Ashtabula counties here until 1:45. Right here is our big concern, of course, out into Ashtabula County. This is a radar indicator, correct? Yes. Radar indicators with rotation in the radar right now. You can see amazing amount of hail going on out here, out just to the south and to the east of Ashtabula County. This is apparently traveling 8 miles an hour, about 10 miles an hour to the east. So some of the towns that are affected here, if we can draw a little bit of a track here, Dakota, you're going to see that towns such as Conneaut, Conneautville, of course, Linesville's in here too, Albion, Platea, you should take cover immediately. Of course, an interior room of your house. Let's take a look at that track here for you. And you can see here, Beaver Center, Conneautville, out towards Edinboro too. You're included in this path. So much. You're right on the edge of that tornado warning. Cambridge Springs and Rockdale too. If you live in these warning areas, please take cover immediately. Get away from the window, of course, and get into an interior room of your house. So again, let's take a closer look at this storm that we're going on by. In fact, let's go do that real quick here. As we zoom on in, you can see the hail that is associated with this too. And let's do a little velocity and see what we're looking at here. And Dakota's with us here too. So Dakota, what are you checking out at this moment?
Yeah, so at this point, what we're looking at is the velocity coming from the radar. And it's this kind of spot, kind of right in here. Let me bring up that telestrator.
Try to draw
it's kind of in here, just to the north of Denmark, where you're seeing those colors come together. That's where there's a little bit of rotation. It doesn't look overly impressive, but again, where you're seeing that rotation is where could be a potential tornado trying to develop. So again, this is a tornado warning out for Ashtabula and far eastern and southern Erie and Crawford counties. Right. And as John mentioned, the storm is only moving at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. So it's a really very slow-moving storm.
Let's zoom on in here, see some of the towns and some of the streets that we're dealing with near this rotation we're seeing here. So crossing 193 right now out here into Ashtabula County. Again, moving out to the east about 8 miles an hour or so. Not getting much here, but there, of course, north of Denmark as we move on to the east. You can see some very active lightning with this. So if you're out near Route 7, let's pull out a little bit more here, and you can see as this gets closer and closer to the Crawford County, Erie County, and Ashtabula borders, Pierpoint as well. So this severe thunderstorm warning in effect. This is going to affect places like Route 179, Route 6N, 98 towards Conneautville too. You can see it's a very active storm. At this moment, and of course this is a tornado warning, so get inside, get into a sturdy building, get down, get as low in the building as possible, and cover up using blankets, pillows, and helmets. Of course, this is a serious situation. This tornado warning in effect until 1:45. Again, we have a tornado warning in effect for Ashtabula, Crawford County, and out into Ashtabula County. So this also affects Interstate 92 out towards Cranesville. These are some of the places that we need to look at. Let's do a little dissection of the storm too. Along with the storm, we're seeing some hail associated with it, of course, and some heavy rain and downpours, and we are seeing some frequent lightning at this time. As the system does move off to the east about 10 miles an hour or so. And again, Dakota's been here this morning, and we're seeing the atmosphere get a little bit more juicy out here across the area and a little bit more volatile. Tell us what's been going on this morning, Dakota.
So basically, this is what I talked about at 12:30. If you were watching us for the news at 12:30, this is pop-up showers and storms that are forming ahead of that cold front, and this is what we have to watch. This pop-up stuff. And again, these storms are out here kind of by themselves, so they don't have to compete with other storms, and that can sometimes help fuel these rotations within these storms. But again, you see that red polygon there, that is our tornado warning out for Ashtabula and southeastern Erie and Crawford counties out there, and it runs until 1:45 this afternoon. Again, I want to put the velocity data back on here and show you the area of concern that the Weather Service is was looking at. It is this area kind of right in here, just to the north of Denmark, a little bit of an area where the Weather Service believes there might be not a confirmed, but a tornado that could be at least forming here, where you're seeing those colors coming together. That's where that velocity couplet could possibly indicate where there could be a developing tornado. Again, we have not seen a tornado on the ground. We haven't had a report of a tornado, but again, this is why that warning is in effect, for that potential that one could develop here. But also, we're also dealing with a lot of heavy rain and also some hail, where you're seeing that white core right in here, right along, I would say that's Route 193. Definitely some very large hail there, John.
Yeah, definitely some large hail. Getting reports that there are tornado sirens going off in Waterford via our Facebook. We are on Facebook right now, so thank you for those who are reporting some sirens going off in Waterford and in Decorey as well. So there are some sirens going off across the area. The tornado warning will be in effect for another 20 minutes or so as we track this system as it moves to the east. Again, National Weather Service seeing some rotation in the radar here as this moves off to the east. If you live in this area, please take shelter immediately. Stay away from windows. I don't need pictures. I don't need video. I need you to stay safe. If a tornado does touch down, and we're looking north of Denmark and Pierpoint here in Ashtabula County, but that tornado warning is extended into Crawford, just outside of Springboro right now, up towards Albion and Conneaut, out towards Elk Creek, just south of Platia as well, and all the way down towards, just outside of Harmonsburg and north of Jamestown, PA too. And we are seeing a little bit of some rotation here on the velocity scan at the moment. I just want to show you this again as we take a little break here. Tornado warning. Get inside, get into a sturdy building, get down, get as low in the building as possible, cover up, and use pillows, blankets, and of course helmets, anything to cover your head if you are into that area. Again, we are waiting to see if we're seeing any kind of confirmation of a touchdown or so, but we are definitely hearing some folks talking about some strong winds and of course tornado sirens going off, at least from what I understand, Waterford and into Corey. We are also on Facebook Live. That's the best way to communicate with us at the moment and tell us what you're seeing on into your area. But again, as we continue through the afternoon, sometimes we do repeat things until new information comes on in. And Dakota, if you see anything, let me know. Out here in Ashtabula County, Conneaut, seeing some heavier showers and thunderstorms at this time. Severe thunderstorm warning, not to mention too, is also in effect for parts of Ashtabula County, and that means that we are seeing some strong winds in excess of 58 miles an hour, near 60 miles an hour. Also large hail associated with this as well. And of course, we always say a limited threat, but not a no threat of a tornado. So right now we are seeing the rotation here. You can see the heavy lightning, the big hail usually associated with a storm like this, and extreme heavy downpours. What were the dew points earlier today?
Upper 60s to around 70 in some locations.
Okay,
earlier.
so we got some heavy dew points, and that dew point means there's a lot of moisture in the air. You could see these shafts here. We're talking about 50,000 foot cloud tops at this time. Let's just query just outside of that purplish area there. I know you have to get back to it, but that's fine. Kingsville too, also included in this. So again, localized heavy flooding, very possible across the area.
John, you're on 92.7 Happy Radio.
Okay, we're on 92.7 Happy Radio as well if you're listening. Let's help out those folks who are just tuning on in. Tornado warning is in effect for Ashtabula, Crawford, and Erie County, along with a severe thunderstorm warning as well. We are looking at very heavy rain that could cause some flash flooding across the area, but more importantly, we've seen rotation in the clouds out here, in the radar, I should say, into Ashtabula County. I am told that sirens are going off in Corey and Waterford, which is literally just outside of that tornado warning that lasts for another 19 minutes or so. And what are we seeing here? Dakota Hunter is with us too. He's been tracking the weather today. And Dakota, take a look at this velocity here. We are seeing a little bit of change of colors. Explain to people who are not used to this what we're looking for in velocity.
Yeah, so So what you're looking at here is a product, as John called it, is velocity, and this measures how the water droplets are moving within the storm, either away from the radar or towards the radar beam. And where you're seeing the colors coming together right here, where you're seeing the greens and reds, that's that spot where we're kind of looking at a potential rotation signature there between Denmark and Pierpoint in Ashtabula County. So far, we have not heard of any reports. I'm monitoring the Weather Service chat over here, and I have not seen anything come in of any touchdowns or any reports of funnel clouds or anything of the sort at this point. But you can see that the rotation continues here. It's not very strong, though. That's the good news. It doesn't look very intense, but again, there definitely could be something there, and hence the reason why the Weather Service has opted to issue that tornado warning. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can put up the estimated hail size here and see what that looks like.
Yeah, when you look, while you're looking for that, we do know that sirens are going off in Venango Borough, out there to Springboro, Corey as well, Lawrence Park also some sirens going off. Also hearing about Warren, probably that would be Warren, Ohio here, of course.
Yes.
And we do have crews heading on out to certain locations to cover this story, cover the potential of, sorry, hold on. Okay. So that's some pretty big hail. That Dakota, and of course everybody at home, you need at least an inch,
Yes.
close to an inch for a severe thunderstorm warning. But when we're talking about this, we're talking about some serious updrafts going on right now across the area. This is south of Sheffield, out towards Bulla, and south of Plymouth Center. Of course, this is Ashtabula County. This storm is moving off to the east or so at about 10, 15 miles an hour. And you can see here the orange there, severe thunderstorm warning. And this is the tornado warning, and that extends just south of 90 here in Erie County, all the way down past Conneautville towards the Mercer County, closer to the Mercer County, Crawford County line across the area. So we got that hail there. Let's just show a track. Let's draw a storm track here and see what's going on here as the storm actually is widening. It looks like it's actually getting much wider and covering a bigger area here. Dakota Hunter is in here too. We're tracking the storm as it moves off to the east. So places like near Monroe School, Pierpoint, Steenburg. Now we are talking about Ashtabula County, but also that tornado warning is for Erie and for Crawford counties as well, as it moves to the east about 8 miles an hour. About another 15 minutes left in this tornado warning across the area. And if you're just tuning on in on Happy 927, and if you are just tuning in too, that tornado warning, if you are in this tornado warning in that general area, you need to get inside a sturdy building. I have the debates about mobile homes and that. It's not a sturdy building. Find something that has a strong foundation. Get down, get as low into the building as possible. If you don't have a basement, an interior room will help. Also, use blankets, mattresses, helmets, anything that could protect your head from falling debris. Again, I do not want pictures or video from you. If there's a tornado outside your window, I want you to stay safe. And right now, that is what you need to do if you are within this severe thunderstorm and, of course, tornado warning area. Dakota, you have something there?
Oh, no, I was just zooming back into the warning for you, but basically what we're looking at again here is that main cluster of the storm here. If anything else, this storm is likely producing a lot of large hail. Where you see this gray area here on Doppler Max, that is where, again, the radar is indicating where there could be some large hail. That would be out towards 90 as well, just to the north of where this rotation signature is being located here. Again, we have not heard of any confirmation of something being there, but the Weather Service believes there's enough atmospheric conditions to at least put up this tornado warning, and this continues until about 1:45. And again, this is for that eastern section of Crawford County going out into south southeastern or southwestern Erie and out into Crawford County as well.
We're also seeing a little bit of that, saw a little bit of that hail actually starting to spread up there towards the lakeshore too in Conneaut. So we're getting closer right now to that, the hail getting closer to the Erie County, Ashtabula border out there towards West Cherry Hill Road, of course. You can just walk right on and hand it to me, it's fine. Let's see, Sirens, Waterford, Lake City, Blooming Valley, Northeast. People are wondering about Warren. Warren, at this time, you are not in a severe thunderstorm warning, nor are you in a tornado warning. But let's just take a look at Warren there, Dakota, as he drives the bus over here. Let's go to Warren because you got some pretty interesting stuff going on here. You have a ton of heavy rain. Of course, we have a lot of hail, too, just south of Broken Straw, outside of course, Tidiu, just north of Tidiu, and right there on the border, probably towards Columbus or so, as we head on in towards Erie and Warren County border there. You do have some heavier showers and thunderstorms. Let's just take a look at the velocity out there, Dakota, to see what we're going on. I don't really see anything here for you, so we're not seeing any rotation here in the radar for you out into Warren County, but you are seeing some heavy thunderstorms. The State College National Weather Service hasn't put out any kind of warnings for you yet, but still, if you hear the roar, go indoors out there in Warren County. We're back to Ashtabula County, Erie, and Crawford counties. This is where the tornado warning is in effect, and you can see out here from Conneautville, generally up to Conneaut, back to Kingsville, and down towards Denmark and Pierpoint. This is our area of concern. Thank you. It looked like I drew it there, Dakota. That's our area of concern at now as we're seeing a little bit of some rotation out here, and this is the velocity where we're checking out basically the winds and the directions of the winds, and sometimes we can pick up signatures of a tornado, like a hook sometimes. That would be interesting, and we can just see how devastating. Sometimes you can even pick up the debris signatures and something like that, but we're not seeing any kind of debris signature at this moment. But what we are seeing with the real radar, as Dakota was showing, we're seeing that live radar, and then of course we are seeing some hail as well, and some very heavy downpours. Estimated radar rate here says about 14 inches an hour. It exaggerates itself, but that just means that there is some extremely heavy downpours, and flash flooding is extremely possible in parts of Ashtabula County. Now, I know you in Pennsylvania are saying, why are we talking about this? Because this system is moving to the east, and we're starting to see these showers and thunderstorms develop and intensify a little bit as we head out into Conneaut, out towards Elk Creek, down into Conneautville, too. Let's move in a little bit closer there into, so Springboro, right on the outside of Springboro. We're hearing that you are right outside the warning area, but I hear that the sirens are going off there too. So if you live along the county line, if you live at North Beaver Road, if you live near Beaver Road, John Williams Avenue, we're seeing some very heavy rain showers starting to pick up, probably some gusty winds as well. Crossing Route 7 now is some of that hail shaft, and it looks like the severe weather is going to continue for another 10 to 15 minutes across the area. So Dakota, tell me what you're seeing.
At this point, you see the polygon flashing. That just means that the Weather Service has updated the warning, and they're going to keep it in effect until 1:45. The Weather Service is saying in the warning that ping pong ball size hail is possible, and that's definitely not out of the question. You're seeing that what looks like pink area, but it's mostly gray, but it's being overlapped with the reflectivity of the radar. That's where, again, we could be dealing with that really heavy rain and also some of that hail as well. Again, I'll just go back to the velocity here, and this is not really overly impressive. This is rather broad, and when you're looking for a tornado signature on velocity, you're looking for something that looks a little bit more tighter than this. This is just a little too broad. But again, as long as there is rotation there, the Weather Service is going to keep that warning in effect. And of course, we'll be here until the warning expires or the warning is canceled. Of course, that's our policy. It always has been. But this is why we are on the air right now for this tornado warning. It is very close to the Erie-Crawford County line, very close to where all three counties come together. Yeah. It's like a fork here where Erie, Crawford, and Ashtabula counties come together.
It's definitely, you're seeing it moving since we've been even on the air. So this is definitely moving out towards Crawford County now at this time. Still some lightning with it, and you can see And you can see that the lightning kind of subsiding a little bit here, but that hail is still pretty strong. You can see there the lightning is still going on, but not as intense, but still we have that concern with this area right here. Ethan Kibbe is standing by at the weather desk for a little bit more. Hey, Ethan.
John, certainly lots to talk about here. I want to take you through a little bit with the Erie Weather app. I have it here on my iPad. We have it projected behind me. And this is something you at home are able to do from a safe place. From a safe place inside the building, get away from windows, but you're able to monitor this even if you're not near us. There we are. All righty, there we go. Want to talk about the Erie Weather app a little bit more. I have it here on my iPad. You can monitor it from this behind me here as we have it pulled up. And you can do this from a safe place at home. If maybe your television signal goes out because of these storms, if you still have that internet signal, you're able to use the Erie Weather app. And you can see we've got the live radar pulled up here. You can see these storms moving through the region. And John has talked about this, that right now this is the area of concern, sort of at the intersection of Erie, Crawford, and Ashtabula counties, but we know that typically in this area, weather does move west to east, and we're seeing that here as well. So this is the region of concern at the moment where that warning is in place, but it doesn't mean that if you're just outside of it, it's time to ignore the warning by any means. You need to be aware of this. This storm is moving through our region. John recently showed you as well some heavy storms in Warren County. Doesn't see anything directionally there in terms of wind rotation developing yet, but it doesn't mean it can't. It means get inside, be smart, be aware, and it all does come down to the Erie Weather app. It's why we have this for you in the first place. It's designed to save lives. It's designed to offer you an ability to see in real time what's happening in our region and react accordingly. John, we'll send it back to you as you continue to track these storms.
All right, thanks, Ethan, another 6 minutes or so on this tornado warning that is in effect for, again, parts of Ashtabula County, Crawford County, Erie County, issued at, well, this was updated at 1:35, which means they're going to continue this for a little bit more. And you can see here, it's kind of moving about 12 miles an hour or so. So it's kind of a slow mover. And with this, Dakota, if we put on the rain, being a slow mover, a major concern is going to be flash flooding. Heavy flooding, especially low-lying areas. This is going to be a very bad situation for a lot of folks. So if you're not necessarily getting the winds or you're getting the tornado, you are seeing some extremely heavy downpours and very strong winds that are moving on through much of the area here. So again, as we take a look all the way from, we'll just say south of 90, all the way to the north of 198 out here, we are seeing rain rates over 2 inches an hour, and this is a slow mover. You often heard me talk about a frog strangler. This is definitely what that is. That means a lot of rain in one area that will really cause us significant damage. And of course, if there is flooding on the roadway, turn around, don't drown. And we've been talking about lightning safety all week long, so hopefully you're using some of those tools that we've talked about. If you see a flash, make the dash and get inside, especially if you are into this red polygon area. This is the tornado warning that is in effect for another 5 minutes or so. Dakota?
Yeah, and I was just playing around here looking at the rainfall rates, and yeah, these storms could be looking at about 2-3 inch an hour rainfall rates, and as these storms are slow movers, about 10-15 miles an hour, that could produce some localized flooding. So you just have to be wary of that, especially if you live in an area that is prone to flooding during a heavy downpour. Just be aware of that as these storms continue to move on out towards the east. Again, another look at velocity here, not really impressive here. This is a broad signature, and again, when we're looking for tornadoes here, you want something that looks a little bit tighter than that. That's rather broad, and it's this area we're looking at right here where you're seeing the colors coming together, the reds and the greens. That's where, again, the storm is possibly rotating, but there's just not enough it doesn't look like there's enough there. But the one thing we have to keep in mind, too, is this radar beam is several thousand feet off the ground. So, again, that's why spotters are very important. They give us what's actually happening down at the ground. And, you know, one of the things we encourage is getting trained in storm spotting. So in that way, you can help us be better at warnings and getting the confirmation that is out there. But again, so far, I've not seen any reports come in of a tornado down. I've been monitoring the Weather Service chat, nothing coming in. And so far, we are looking good on that front.
All right, again, tornado warning is in effect for the area, for parts of the area. That tornado warning means to get inside, get down, and take cover. Now, Ashtabula, parts of Erie, Crawford County, I know that we have some pictures out into Warren County. A lot of folks are asking about that. You are seeing some heavy thunderstorms, so we go over to Ethan and Eva, who are going to talk more about what they're seeing on the cameras across the area.
John, thanks. Let's take a look at what we are seeing. We're in the Erie Weather app, and you can see we've got live views of what is happening behind us here. This is Warren, one of the live cameras you're able to see from the Erie Weather app, but you can see our entire region from here. Again, we have all of these cameras pulled up for you. As you take a look behind me on the screen, you can go through our entire region and see in real time what's going on from a weather perspective. Just one more way the Erie Weather app is able to keep you safe. And Eva, this really is a powerful tool.
Yes, and I just want to let you know, I got off the phone a short while ago with the Erie International Airport. Everything is on schedule right now there. I looked at the live flight monitor, made that call as well. So as far as flights going in and out, it is on schedule at this point.
Very important news to know. Let's head back over to John at the weather wall again. Erie Weather app, your one-stop shop for everything you need to know to stay safe when dangerous weather conditions develop. John?
Yep, all right, we are checking out, taking a look at our folks who work with us, of course, the National Weather Service. We do have flood advisories going on into Ashtabula, so I would expect some more flooding situation going on, of course, as we cross on in to Erie and Crawford counties. About 2 more minutes, or about a minute and a half left on this tornado warning. Remember, we stay on the air until the tornado warning and threat is over with, and if this is not extended, we will wrap up things in just shortly, but let's just emphasize a tornado warning in effect until 1:45. Even without that tornado warning, these are very severe thunderstorms moving on through the area, producing extreme amounts of rain in the area. And we're estimating Doppler saying about 2 inches of rain per hour that is moving very slowly, about 10 to 15 miles an hour out to the east. Before we leave here, Dakota, you can see that hail. So let's just zoom out here. Let's give a little track of this storm and what people can expect. And let's do a pretty generous track here for you. Moving about 15, 20 miles an hour. Still seeing these heavier rain showers, of course, the darker oranges here. But with this hail and the center of this storm, we are still looking for places like Lavery, Conneaut, of course, out towards Edinburgh, Cambridge Springs, Springboro, Bloomfield. You're going to see some heavier rain and showers too. But it is 1:44, and we're probably about 20 seconds. Go ahead, Dakota.
Good news here is the Weather Service is going to replace that tornado warning with a severe thunderstorm warning, and you see it popping up here. This orange box back behind here. Let me clear this track off. You see that boundary here that runs out towards Girard, McCain, Edinburgh, and just to the west of Cambridge Springs. That is the new severe thunderstorm warning that is replacing this tornado warning. So the good news is they are not going to extend the warning as of now, but they're going to replace it with a severe thunderstorm warning for the potential for ping pong ball size hail in 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
All right, thanks to Dakota. And so what we mean by this severe thunderstorm warning, it does not mean we still can't see the possibility of a tornado, but we can still see the possibility of 60-mile-an-hour winds, hail about 1 inch or more in diameter. And of course, with the concern here will be flooding situations. So if you live in a flood-prone area, low-lying area, please take the necessary precaution to protect yourself first, properly later. And now we're seeing a little bit of some hail popping up towards Albion. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if anything fires up there across much of the area. Let's go out to Union City there, Dakota. That looks very interesting too. You can see here that severe thunderstorm. It's kind of interesting. I've never seen this, Dakota. Have you? You see the polygon for one part of the county and then a separate polygon for the second, for the other side of the county.
This was just issued because, you know, I was looking at this. There's like 2 severe thunderstorm warnings here in Slack. So again, I was just looking at that. But yeah, this is a new warning that is out towards Union City and Corey as well. This storm out here, again, you can see see that hail core right there. I'll take the warning off, but you can see that white area right here just over Union City. That's where we could be likely looking at hail that could be upwards of an inch plus in diameter, and that could definitely cause some damage. So, yeah, we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that we're working for the western area, which is right in here. Let me pick up that telestrator and kind of...
Yeah, I'm just going to say this real quickly here.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 different ones in the same county. I've never really seen that. That's very interesting. So nonetheless, we have that. And then, of course, out in Warren County, you folks in Warren, we don't have the severe thunderstorm warning, but there are heavy showers expected out there. And, of course, looks like frequent lightning, too. We're going to wrap this up here. If you're listening to us at 927, thank you. Facebook, thank you for watching. And, of course, on all of these stations of Lily Broadcasting, we appreciate you watching. We're going to keep tracking the storm throughout the afternoon. If anything breaks out, we will break in. So we go back to your regularly scheduled programming.